Now that we know in which direction our sun sets and rises, how long should our days actually be? There are, in fact, a couple of methods to derive the day length from values which you might already have. Sadly though, only one of them works for Earth-like planets in Earth-like orbits. That being simulating the entire history of this solar system step by step. I'm sure I could throw uncountable numbers of particle clouds into a universe sandbox and eventually get the starting conditions that lead to my binary planet, but you will understand if I don't. Today I will be doing a lot of approximating and I will simply backsolve everything that comes up. As reference, I have taken a look at the planets from our solar system and, well, it turns out that we don't have that many Earth-like planets in our solar system, only really 2. That's not enough to infer a lot of things with any certainty. Yeah, that's a source pop-up. That could have been its own video if I wanted to. Anyway, these 2 planets are Earth and Mars, which doesn't make Mars any more habitable, by the way. Both of them have a rotational period or a day length of roughly 24 hours, which is odd, in my opinion, but it does give me an excuse to set my spin rates at roughly 24 hours and just be done with this. Yeah, that was quick. Now, what effects will this have on my worlds? A few things come to mind, but let's start with the thing that I'm looking for. The obliteness or flattening is basically a mathematical expression of how squished an oval is. For planets, the flattening is primarily caused by its rotation rate, or its day length. That is gonna get its own episode though, because there's just lots of maths. It's quite fun, for me at least. Aside from that though, oceanic tides will be more energetic on larger, faster spinning planets with more ocean. That makes coastlines and even continental shelves erode faster. In astrophysics, however, there are several different kinds, I guess, of tides that we can account for. The mantle, that is the filling of the ravioli we call Earth, that heats up through tidal dissipation. That effect gives more heat to the filling of ravioli with shorter days. The result of that is typically more volcanism, but purely speculatively, more heat should also change the mass distribution inside the planet. Hot rock goes liquid and heavy stuff sinks in liquid, basically. While most of the movement of the atmosphere is caused by inertia rather than tides, it too is resisting the rotation of the planet, so affected by day length. Thus, the wind will move faster, just like the tides do. This is gonna create erosion as well, but it creates different shapes in the landscape and it's going to affect areas near deserts greatly. Notably for the atmosphere though, the size of Hadley cells, basically the spacing between trade winds, is theorized to depend in part on the rotation rate of the planet. But that has many other factors. So the latitude of trade winds is going to be different on different planets. As far as I know, Hadley cells also move almost all of the water in our water cycle, so water distribution within the biosphere is also going to be different. There is a fourth effect as well though. The angular momentum in the spin is the energy that is dissipated by the process of tidal locking. So the faster a planet rotates, the longer it takes to enter the eternal staring contest that Pluto and Charon are engaged in. Alright, that be that for today. Goodbye!